Hello everyone and welcome to another casual review. Today I'm talking about Mega Man 7. We are now in 1995 and Mega Man gets a much needed facelift. He has now transitioned to the 16-bit era on the Super Nintendo. There are a ton of changes to this game. It's the biggest leap that Mega Man has taken since the series has started. One of the big ones that I actually really appreciate is that you can cycle between the abilities using the shoulder buttons, because the original NES controller did not have them, and now that we have them on the Super Nintendo, it can now utilize those buttons. Now, it took me a while to get used to using the shoulder buttons just because I'm so used to pausing it and navigating to my special abilities, and using the rush ability still requires you to pause to go into the menu and select. The levels themselves utilize the abilities as well to reveal secret areas and secret items that you can uncover, so it may be necessary to repeat a level once more. Don't worry though, even if you are repeating a level, you don't have to fight the master robot at the end of the level again. It's actually in your best interest to get all of these secret items, however. The first 4 levels that you can go through, you get the letters similar to the Mega Man 5 letters in every level of those. You get a secret rush ability, and this allows you to merge with Rush, similar to Mega Man 6, and it's called Rush Adapt, and it's really nifty because it gives Mega Man an extra dash, and it makes his charge ability, it turns his charge ability into a homing fist. So once you uncover that secret ability, that doesn't consume any ammo, by the way, it is very helpful for your future level playthroughs. Every time you do uncover a new ability, you go back to the lab and actually talk with Dr. Light, and you will converse on what your new ability does and why it might be beneficial to use while you are exploring some of these levels. So if you get like the flame wheel ability, you'll go back to Dr. Light and he'll say, okay, it spins around you and launches forward. Oh, it's also really great for destroying plants and revealing new areas. Bosses even have a special animation to indicate that they are getting hit by the ability that is extra strong against them, so rather than just trying to guess if it's the right one or looking it up, now you have actual confirmation, and this does help with battles because it interrupts some of their attacks as well. So if you are struggling with a particular boss, maybe you can land that super effective ability to give yourself a little more time to gather yourself. Along with the extra Rush Fusion ability, they brought back Rush Coil and Rush Jet, which I am surprised about because I thought we had completely replaced them in Mega Man 6, but they do make a comeback here, and you unlock them by finding them in the level. They're not that well hidden, but you still have to go to the corresponding level to get them. You can also unlock Beat. He makes a reoccurrence here, however, he doesn't have the same role that he did in Mega Man 5 and Mega Man 6. If you uncover him in this game, he basically saves you from a fall, so if you land in a pit, he'll just come and grab you. There's also a currency to this game now, so you might have a little more incentive to defeat some of these random enemies than just trying to avoid them and get to the next panel. The currency is bolts, and I did my whole playthrough gathering up all these bolts, not knowing what they did, and when I beat the game, I looked it up like, so what were all those bolts that I collected? And apparently they're currency for secret shops that you can uncover as you play through. I never came across one of these secret shops, but you can buy resources like E-tanks and lives, and I don't know what else because I never actually saw one of these shops. As far as the plot goes, after the events of Mega Man 6, where we once again capture Dr. Wily, Wily had planned for this because he has been captured 5 times previous to this, and he built a slew of evil robots to be activated 6 months after his disappearance. So they activated and they broke him out of jail, and once again we must fight Dr. Wily. Surprise, surprise. This time though, we are introduced to a new character, Bass, and his dog Treble. So it is kind of like an evil counterpart of Mega Man and Rush. Now I feel like we've already kind of had this anarchist character in terms of Proto Man, but I guess Proto Man is more of a anti-hero where he plays along with Mega Man, but maybe not so tightly knit. Bass and Treble are more like actual antagonists. But if you are wondering about Proto Man, he also makes a reappearance after his disappearance from Mega Man 6. We also get to see our first look of Roll. She has been mentioned in Mega Man 3 or 4. It's been so long ago at this point, I don't remember. But we actually get to see her and hear her talk. And there is just a lot more dialogue in this game in general. A lot more, not like a ton. This isn't like a story-heavy RPG or anything like that. But like Mega Man will actually converse with like Dr. Light about his new abilities and everything, or talk with Bass about ideologies. Nothing like too heavy, but there is still dialogue in this game, which is a huge step up from most of the other Mega Man games. In terms of abilities that you unlock from the bosses, I actually really liked the Trash Shield in this game. Now, shield abilities are nothing new to Mega Man games, starting with Leaf Shield in Mega Man 1. This is a really powerful shield that does damage to anyone who touches it, and it doesn't go away instantly, so it's really nifty to just pop on and do your platforming thing, because of all the enemies that die with one hit will get destroyed while your shield will hold up. And you can also launch your shield. Now, it's a little more difficult to aim than the Leaf Shield. It goes into all different directions, but still a very useful ability when you aren't using the Rush Adapt to get that double jump. I just feel like the abilities in general, there are a couple cool ones here, like there's this sound wave that you shoot at a wall and reflect, and it will boost up your second shot of that sound wave. And there's also this spring ability that you can charge up and launch at different velocities. Nothing too amazing. Really, the coolest thing is that Rush Adapt ability that you can unlock, but still a big step up from Mega Man 6's abilities. I thought the music was great, but I am quite partial to that 16-bit era of chiptunes, so there are a lot of good tracks here in my opinion. My favorite probably being Cloudman's. My favorite level is Slashman's, which is like a prehistoric setting but in a futuristic world, so it's just full of robot dinosaurs, and what's not to love about that. Navigating through Wily's Fortress is a bit easier as well, where in the previous Mega Man games you had to do this gauntlet of all these sequential levels, and if you got a game over you'd have to start over, and every time you went to the next level you maintained your ammo levels. Well, in this game, every time you do a level at Wily's Fortress, it boots you back up to the level select, and when you go back into the next level your ammo refills completely, so that is so nice. And I'm sure if you do get a game over, you can just resume back at the level that you are stuck at. Another thing about Wily's Fortress that makes it a little easier is in the previous Mega Man games, it's kind of been a tradition that after you do a Fortress Gauntlet, then you have to play through a second one. So if I think it was Mega Man 5 where Proto Man was being framed to be evil, you'd play through Proto Man's Fortress, and then when it turns out that it's Wily, spoiler, then you play through Wily's Fortress. And that kind of seems to be a theme ever since, like, what is it, like Mega Man 3 when they first started doing that? Maybe it was even Mega Man 2, but in this game it is just one Fortress Gauntlet and you defeat Wily and call it a day. Now, I wasn't sure if S-Tanks had made a disappearance from Mega Man 6 because I never got one, but I can confirm that we have S-Tanks that refill all health and all ammo, and we also have W-Tanks which just fill up your ammo. I assume you can buy these at the store, but I can't say for sure. Now, technically, Mega Man 7 is a different collection than Mega Man 1 through 6. That is the Legacy Collection 1 on the Switch, and so now I have started on the Mega Man Legacy Collection 2. This Legacy Collection 2 does not allow me to rewind, so I actually had to play through this game legitimately, which is fine, because I felt like when I was playing through the first 6 Mega Man games, maybe I was relying on that rewind a bit too much. It did mean that this playthrough took me a little longer than it did through the first 6 games because I had to revert back to that checkpoint, but it's fine. Like I said, I was relying on it a bit too much, and it kind of forced me to go back to actually watching my step before I jump, which is how games are really meant to be played, so that's fine. And it's not like that difficult of a game. It definitely feels a lot more fair compared to its older siblings. There is one pretty cool callback to the older Mega Man games if you are a Mega Man fan, where you go to the old robot museum and you get to see all these 16-bit versions of all these old robot masters that you have fought in the past. So if you're a Mega Man fan, you might enjoy seeing that. It's kind of weird seeing Flame Man or Fireman, whatever the Flame Master is in Mega Man 1. It's weird seeing him updated to 16-bit, but he still kind of looks like his 8-bit form. Overall, I think I enjoyed this Mega Man a lot more than the first 6 Mega Man games, and maybe that's just because of the quality of life features that they added, or I enjoy that 16-bit style a lot more than the 8-bit. I just am a lot more nostalgic about that. But this is my favorite Mega Man game so far. So if I was to rank all of the Mega Man games up to Mega Man 7, 7 would be my favorite. Then it'd go to 5, then probably 6, 2, 3, 4, and then 1. Now, it's been a while since I have played through some of the earlier ones, so I might rearrange that order if it was a little more fresh in my mind. But as far as this playthrough, definitely 7 is my favorite, and I think I'm just going to say it. I believe that we have reached a 4 out of 5 territory. I think I can actually call this game great. Not quite as great as Mega Man 0, but I don't think that the Mega Man series will ever reach the Mega Man 0 series, in my opinion. Well, guys, that's it for me. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about Mega Man 7 or the Mega Man series in general, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. Otherwise, I'll talk to you later. Bye!